Hey everybody, Luxinda here. Welcome back to the Lou. We are going to be working with a couple different things today. This is my tub of Aqua cast powder, so that's one of the components. If you watch my other channel, you know that recently I entered into an affiliate association with the Solar Color Dust people, which has been great over there. And now I wanted to use some of their products here. They sent me a whole box full of stuff. If you want to see the unboxing video, I will link to that below. Two of the items they sent were this container of Hyper Hollow Flakes. This is amethyst color. It's a very beautiful purple with a holographic aspect to it. And they also sent me, these are called Ghost Chameleons. It's a shifting mica. So it shifts from green to blue to purple. They sent me a container of that. It doesn't really have a name. It's product number T04. It's an iridescent or a chameleon mica. And I have these molds. I will link to everything below. There's a discount code for the Solar Color Dust products also linked below. So I have these two molds. One is a little box with a lid in the shape of an, I guess that would be an ace. And then I have this coaster. No, actually, it's a trinket tray mold. That's what it is. I don't remember where I got this, but if I can find the link to it, I'll put that below. The actual reason I wanted to make this video today is because I finally... Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I've been striving to find an actual black pigment that will color AquaCast black. So you get actual black. That has been very, very difficult to my surprise. I have tried so many things. I have so many colorants, so many pigments here in my workroom, but with the exception of the acrylic paints I have, they are almost exclusively for epoxy resin, which is a whole different thing. So I finally got smart. It took a while, but I wanted to try what I had first. I got smart about it. Realized that wasn't going to get me anywhere, so I went and ordered this off of Amazon because this is listed as a concrete pigment. AquaCast is very much like concrete. It's like jesmonite. It's like hydroflow. It's like resin-crete. It is an acrylic resin in powder form. It mixes up with water. It has similar properties to, say, plaster of Paris, but it's much stronger, much tougher material. So I figured, all right, well, if this will color concrete black, then it seems pretty likely it'll work with my AquaCast. So we're going to give that a try today, and that's why I'm using these hollow and iridescent things, because they show up on a black surface. So I'm going to take my little fluffy brush here. I will brush the amethyst Hyper Hollow Flakes into my little trinket tray, and I will brush the T04 Chameleon into the top and the bottom molds. For this, we will hopefully mix up black AquaCast or very, 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 very dark gray and pour it in and see what we get. Oh, it's going to have a textured bottom. So this right here will be the bottom of the box, and it will have a diagonal crisscross sort of texture to it. And I could try and turn this inside out. I'm not gonna, because that's the easy part. You turn it inside out, you can get the powder everywhere, but then turning it right side out again becomes rather nightmarish, and I tend to scrape all the powder off that I just worked so hard to put on. So I'm just gonna do it like this, kind of sloppy. You do it however you want. Everybody has their own method. Oh, okay, that was really sloppy. Don't do that. Okay, that's pretty good. Put the cover back on here. And tap off the excess into a trash can. And these things float around and attach to anything they can find. They're just insidious. I don't think I'm going to get full coverage, but I think that's to be expected with little flakes. Tap off the excess here. The one bonus of projects like this, aside from the pretty products you usually get, is being covered in sparkles. Some people might not like that. I love it. Okay. So, doing a quick calculation on the Eli Chem website. to figure out how much I need of everything. I didn't do the water test ahead of time. That could come back to bite me, but I guessed that all of these things together would need about 12 fluid ounces of mixed up compound. And so when I convert that to grams and I do the calculations and whatnot, we need about 478 grams of powder and 171 grams of water. And that's what we're going to mix up. Tear that out, and we will start with 478 grams of the actual AquaCast powder. Wow, that's a lot. Tear that out. 171 grams of water. Of course, I should have put the water in first, but I didn't. Okay. That's more, but that's okay. The neat thing about AquaCast is it doesn't have to be exact and it will still work. Well, it took a little longer because I put the powder in first, but no problem. Okay, so now the actual test that we're here for. Do not use any solvent to wash off. Use fresh water. Okay, don't swallow it. Okay. All right, doesn't say anything about shaking, so let's see how this works. So far, it's better than any of the others. It's sticking around and not dissipating like the others do. You can't see it. I don't know if you can see here. If I tilt it a little, I won't spill it, obviously, but it's not mixed all the way in. Looks great here on top, but I need to keep working it down into the entire mix here. You can see, I don't know, maybe you can't see. I'll try and get a close-up here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's no longer deep black. It's now what I would call very dark charcoal or dark asphalt, but no longer the black that comes out of the bottle. And that's because we used a white powder. So, you know, that has some effect, obviously, on the coloring. All right, I think I've got it pretty well worked down to the bottom. And it hasn't made it seize up like acrylic black paint does. I love that. Let's see what happens. I mean, it could be I put in so much that this isn't going to set up at all, which would be a shame, but you know, do a bit of a squidgy-widgy thing here. Tappy thing. So, clearly some of the flakes are coming off the side. That's okay. I don't care. Here, we'll see if I guessed correctly about the volume. We may have too much. That'd be all right. That'd be all right. All right, that's done. Let me grab another mold. Just going to pour. Yeah, a little bit left. I'm not going to bother with that. Cool beans. Okay, we will be back in about an hour to see if these are dry to the touch and ready to demold. See you back here in a bit. Hey, we're back. Okay, these have all set up. I checked them after about an hour and this bigger one was still quite warm. So I let them go for another hour. So it's been 2 hours. They are cool to the touch, totally firmed up. We'll start with the one that we didn't plan on doing. We'll see how it looks. I can already see a difference in the black. See the difference? It should be quite obvious on camera. Very black, dark gray. And that's okay. That was a question I had, was how consistent throughout is it? That means these will be a little lighter probably. Let's see how this one looks. This is our amethyst hollow something. I got a little bit of the T04 chameleon powder stuck on the bottom there, as well as all the amethyst hollow. I have a little more in the mold. That's okay. I can either pour some epoxy resin in there to get the rest of it out, or I can just turn it inside out and scrub it. And by scrub, I actually mean a very soft brush or a soft cloth, and wash it off with some soap and water. All right, now the big ticket item here. If I can even get this. I'm trying to do it without giving anything away. It's a little trickier. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Ooh. All right, again, different angle for the camera than for me. I see purple here. I see green here. I don't really see any blue. Well, there's a little blue in that direction. Little blue in that direction. I see blue here, a little blue on the inside. Mostly I see green and purple, which is very pretty. Okay, and then we'll get the top out. So these are now checkered indents. I could get out the stickles and put some stickles in there. I may do that. If you want to see me do that in a separate video, put a comment down below saying I should go ahead with that idea. Oh, for all my tapping, I have some bubbles, but that's okay. It's interesting. I'm just noticing that the crisscross, even though there aren't any indents in here, somehow the crisscross pattern transferred. I have no idea how that happened. That seems unlikely to me, but I see it. I see it right there. Very strange, but very pretty. So I like how the box looks, which means, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, that's completely wrong then. I mean, the box fits together beautifully. My plan for using the chameleon powder on it backfired a little. So I have a black top, and then the chameleon's all on the inside and on the sides. Black bottom, black top. That's not bad. I'll just keep making excuses. I don't mind. Didn't think that one through. Some of these molds get a little tricky. The reason I'm not going to do the stickles now is because I would put it in, but then it would need a good 24 hours to dry and flatten down in there. And then I could probably pour a little epoxy resin on just in the base, just this bottom part, and have it be all pretty shiny. I don't know, do something here. Probably dome it with some epoxy resin. That would be another video. That would take too much time for today. All right, let's go see these out in the sunshine.